Okay, this is another in the series of the sermons of the Native American Church of the Ghost Dancers, www.ghostdancers.org. And I'd like to start with a prayer at this sacred totem here, and then we're going to talk a little about the clan system of the Native American and the socio-economic system of Native American traditions. Shemi, apithlichi, mitmanarishantli, Micha ishta holitopa, aenakur, abilia hoke, yog mimatlik, maish, yopaka, yopalashki, yog mimatlik. Okay, so we're going to talk a little about the clan systems and how different they are, dramatically different from the social structure of Western European nuclear families, which are principally male-dominated and hierarchical. There also, out of that came and was developed the corporate capitalist economic system that we seem to has pretty much pervaded the economic structure of the earth today. And it's to a certain extent thrown it into a position of imbalance because there's so much consumerism and disrespect of the ecosystem that goes along with that. So the clan system of Native Americans was not a nuclear family system. It was based upon a maternal, more of a female integrative community service orientation. And as such, it was the relationships of people when they were born into the clan system was not male dominated with these nuclear divisive families as it is today, but it was a very integrated community-based system. When a man married, unlike today when a woman marries, she goes usually to live with the man, she takes the man's name, she has the man's children. These children are then raised in these very little nucleated families with devices. In the Native American system, when a man married a woman, he would go to live with her clan, and his children would be born into the clan of the woman. They were what were known as matrilineal and matrilocal. As such, the relationships and even the terms in the Native American language are very different from the terms such as mother, father, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, grandfather, grandmother, and they had to be retranslated and reorchestrated when Western Europeans started to interact with Native Americans, because these terms did not have the same meanings as they did in the old clan system. For example, your biological father was your Inki, but your clan father was your Emoshi, which was your mother's brother, and you lived in the clan of your mother. He was the one that was primarily responsible for teaching you, but it wasn't just your mother's brother, it was all your mother's male relatives were your Emoshi, and they were responsible for teaching you. Your Inki, on the other hand, his sister was your Anhokni if you were a male, and all of the women were Anhokni, but all of your mother's female relatives were your Ishki, which was the term not only for your biological mother, but all of your clan mothers. And the whole clan and community was responsible for teaching and raising these children. That's why there was no real orphans in the clan system, and they were all raised in an integrated fashion. Behind me is this totem pole, which each clan had animals that were specifically four-legged and resources from the repositories of the ecosystem that were actually protectors and guardians of the clan. As such, these clan systems were not only social structures, but then they had economic structures that were the foundation, or the clan structure, the social structure was a foundation for the economic structure. Now, the economic structures were socialistic as opposed to the corporate capitalist consumerist systems that we have today. And the reason being that socialism is incompatible to a large extent with the male-dominated hierarchy. That's why socialism, Marxist-Leninism, the communist-based scenarios of the former Soviet Union or Maoism do not work well, and eventually have this incompatible stress factor involved because they have this structure-based hierarchy that's incompatible with a community maternal-based socialism. On the other hand, Native American systems are incompatible with corporate capitalism because they're very integrative and socialistic. So a socialism or a communism in, let's say, the Soviet Union was inherently going to be in a state of deterioration and falling apart from the outset, because all they do is just develop a male-dominated hierarchy and placed on this social structure or this economic structure of communism, and therefore it just was incompatible. Quite the contrary, in a Native American structure that is community-based, socialism is very compatible, and capitalistic corporate consumerism is incompatible because it's not community-based, it's not maternal and egalitarian, it's not in harmony with the interactive aspect of the ecosystem. Okay, I'm going to talk a lot more about how these conservancies of indigenous life that are the counterpoise to the male-dominated hierarchy and are based upon the maternal clan system can be established in the future and hope to act as a leaven to rebalance the problems of disrespect for the ecosystem and disharmony in the financial structure of the earth at large. In regards to this, the mercantilist economic philosophy of Adam Smith would be incompatible with Native American social structure, whereas something more in the economic structure of a Clifford Hughes Douglas social credit system would be much more compatible on the other. As such, as I said, I will be speaking about this more in the future, how this interaction can take place with a doorway where Native Americans need to establish their own banking system, respected by the Bank of International Settlements, which is the international structure of banking that oversees all national banks, including the Federal Reserve. For now, may you walk in peace, until the day that shall last forever. Achukmedi Janyashke.